You already used it today, probably before breakfast, maybe before you even got out of bed, and without realizing it, you gave a machine access to your fears, your loneliness, your attention. 3 billion people did the exact same thing today. Most of them never noticed, because the system doesn't feel dangerous. It feels normal, a notification, a scroll. A video that autoplays at 2 a.m. when you told yourself you were going to sleep. One former executive finally admitted it publicly, almost casually. He said these systems were never really built for connection. They were built to influence behavior at global scale, and after the confession, nothing happened, because by then we were already inside the machine. At first, it all looked harmless. Photos, messages, friends, connection. A digital world that felt exciting, hopeful even, but behind the screen, something else was quietly being built. A system studying human behavior in real time, learning. What makes people angry? What keeps people scrolling? What makes someone come back again and again, even when they don't want to? And eventually, the machine discovered something terrifying. Human beings are predictable, not vaguely. Precisely. Your attention, your emotions, your insecurities, your political anger, all measurable, all trainable. Tonight, we're going to uncover how one technological empire turned billions of people into behavioral data, how human emotion itself became programmable, and why the people building these systems kept going anyway. Because this story isn't really about social media, it's about control, on a scale humanity has never seen before. The platform said it wanted to connect the world, beautiful idea, but connection was never really the product. Human attention was. Every pause before you scroll, every emotional reaction, every second you hesitate before putting your phone down becomes data. At first, the system chased engagement, clicks, likes, shares, simple things. But algorithms evolve, and eventually the machine learned something brutal about human psychology. Fear spreads faster than truth, anger spreads faster than happiness. Conflict keeps people online longer than peace ever could. So the system adapted, not morally, mathematically. If outrage increased watch time, the outrage spread. If insecurity kept teenagers awake until 3 a.m., the insecurity spread. Not because somebody sat in a dark room planning it, because the machine optimized for it. And optimization without ethics slowly turns into manipulation. Inside these companies, people slowly stopped being treated like people. They became numbers, retention graphs, engagement metrics, behavioral patterns. Human emotion became data, trackable, predictable, sellable. Teams tested everything: colors, sounds, button placement, the exact timing of notifications. Not for design, for psychological impact. That red notification badge, designed to create urgency. Infinite scroll, built to remove stopping points from human behavior. Pull to refresh, modeled after slot machines. Random rewards. Unpredictable dopamine hits. The same mechanics behind gambling addiction, but the real power came later. Recommendation algorithms, probably the most powerful behavioral influence system ever created. Because unlike television, this machine watched you back. It learned what scares you, what excites you, what political content keeps you emotional, what insecurity makes you vulnerable. It didn't just study your behavior. It slowly started shaping it, quietly, one recommendation at a time, and almost nobody noticed because it felt personal, like the machine understood you, maybe better than the people around you did. Then insiders started speaking out. Former executives, engineers, researchers, people who actually built these systems. Some admitted they regretted what they created. Others compared social media algorithms to behavioral drugs. Then
exactly
internal
the decade
research
smartphones became
leaked.
universal.
And the
Emergent girls
findings
reporting
were
emissions for
disturbing.
self-harm
The
among girls
platforms
aged 10 to
knew
14
teen
tripled.
anxiety was rising, depression rates were climbing, polarization was getting worse. They knew, and still nothing stopped, because attention had become the most valuable resource on Earth. More valuable than oil, more valuable than gold. Human focus became the economy. The average person checks their phone over 100 times a day, not consciously, conditioned. Entire generations now struggle to sit quietly, to focus deeply, to exist without stimulation for more than a few minutes. And maybe the scariest part is this: most people think this behavior is normal, but engineered habits always feel natural once they become invisible. Then came the moment nobody expected. A billionaire sat in front of the world and admitted the system manipulated human behavior. Not directly, algorithmically. He described systems optimizing for engagement even when that engagement was damaging society itself. For a moment, people were shocked. And then the world moved on, because by then the machine had become infrastructure. Governments relied on it, businesses depended on it, relationships existed through it. Identity itself became tied to digital platforms. People couldn't really leave anymore. The system had embedded itself too deeply into modern life. And suddenly, the truth became impossible to ignore. This was never just social media. It was the largest behavioral experiment in human history, and humanity volunteered for it. Right now, while you're watching this, algorithms are shaping what millions of people believe, what outrage spreads today, what trends dominate culture, what version of reality feels true. Two people can open the exact same app and enter completely different psychological worlds, different fears, different truths, different realities, custom-built emotional environments, not designed for truth, not designed for well-being, designed to keep people reacting. And now artificial intelligence is making these systems even more powerful, more predictive, more personal, more invisible. Imagine a machine that knows when you feel lonely, when your confidence drops, when you're emotionally vulnerable. Now imagine corporations, politicians, advertisers using that information against you in real time. That future isn't coming, it's already here. And most people still call it entertainment. The most dangerous systems in history don't feel oppressive, they feel convenient, useful, personalized, addictive. That's why billions of people stayed inside willingly. Not because they were forced, because the machine understood them, studied them, predicted them better than they understood themselves. And maybe that's the darkest truth of all: the algorithm never hacked humanity. It simply studied human behavior deeply enough until human behavior itself became programmable. So next time you reach for your phone, pause for a second and ask yourself honestly, are you choosing what you consume, or has the system already started choosing who you become? If this documentary changed the way you see technology, subscribe to The Hidden Control. Because the systems shaping human thought are only becoming smarter and quieter.